I once was in the coastal province of Phú Yên to discover the fishing tools of local people. That was an incredible trip. But not only that, the coastal provinces in central Vietnam offer more than that. What do local people do to earn their living here? Are there any similarities and differences of the fishing industry among the north, the central and the south of Vietnam? The answer is in this episode.
Hello! Today I've come to coastal central Vietnam, an area where a lot of people work in the fishing industry. I'm going to see if I can learn a little bit about their lives and how they do what they do. Welcome to Vietnam Discovery. I hope you enjoy the show.
My journey this time will take me to two of Vietnam's provinces, Phú Yên and Cang Hoa. It begins at Cù Mông Lagoon at the top of Phú Yên province, learning about the art of inshore fishing. I will then travel to Vietnam's easternmost point to learn about a job which is essential to the safety of Vietnam sailors. As I move to Cang Hoa, I'll try to discover more about the reasons that fresh water can be found under the beaches here. And finally try my hand at a very unique type of fishing which is native to this region. This will be an exciting journey into the fishing industry of Vietnam. Phú Yên is well known in Vietnam for its drinking culture. Men here often drink rice wine infused with herbs or other ingredients for their health benefits, most notably sexual vitality. This is why many of the fishermen here indulge in other work when not offshore.
One of the things that the local fishermen do when they're not on one of their big offshore fishing trips is catching seahorses. And I'm here with Anh Quan, who's going to teach me a little bit about that today. Cá ngựa sống ở đâu ạ?
Cái ngựa nó sống trong rong à.
Và mùa nào có nhiều nhất cá ngựa?
Mùa hè thì nhiều nhất.
Mùa hè. Okay, làm đi. Here we go. Good luck. Oh, I got one! Oh, you got one as well? Yes, man! Oh, look at that! What a beauty! First time in my life I've ever touched one of these. Beautiful! Mwah! Wow, so impressed. Phải bắt nữa không? Bắt nữa. Okay, làm tiếp đi. Here we go. So probably the most difficult thing about actually catching the seahorses is finding them, finding the seaweed. I don't know the name of it, but a specific seaweed that we looked in, and it's quite dense. So you have to flick through it and look through the seaweed. Yeah. Here we go. I don't quite know how I feel about this. We're going to take these beautiful seahorses and make them into an alcohol. Hopefully it's got a nice flavour. Oh, it's going to be a horrible death. Vâng, cảm ơn anh. Wow, so a speciality of the region, something I've never tried before, even thought of trying before, so I've got to be grateful for that. Now, living in Vietnam, you see big bottles of traditional rice wine with all kinds of fruits and animals and lots of different things, snakes and ginger and whatever. The first thing was I was very surprised that people make a living out of catching seahorses. I didn't realise that was a thing. I didn't know that the seahorses had any use other than looking quite pretty.
There are 79 lighthouses located along the Vietnamese coastline from Mong Khai to Ha Tien. They help to show the sailors where the shoreline is, night and day, in order to help protect the boats and guide them home.
I'm on my way to that, which is Mũi Đài Lạng Lighthouse, a lighthouse situated at the easternmost point of Vietnam. Now off the coast from here, there are lots and lots of fishing boats that pass through, which require on that lighthouse being functional for their safety. So it's really, really important. I'm going to go up there and see if I can meet some of the staff and maybe see what their job involves.
Đài Lạng Lighthouse was built in 1890, including a building block with an area of 320 metres squared and a height of 5 metres. The lighthouse tower is a grey tapered cylindrical block, 26.5 metres high, over the floor, and 110 metres over sea level, capable of emitting signals of 27 nautical miles away.
Hello! Xin chào! Cô khỏe không?
Cảm ơn. Khỏe.
Khỏe.
Đi lên đây, anh có mệt không?
Có mẹ.
Rồi, mời lên.
Vâng, cảm ơn anh.
There are 5 people living and working at this lighthouse. As they live here for extended periods of time, they must not only maintain the lighthouse, but also do their homely chores.
Mình có thể là làm vệ sinh môi trường, làm cho cảnh quan xanh sạch đẹp. Trong cảnh quan của khu vực của mình là phải xanh sạch đẹp. Hai là có thể là hợp tác với lại bên biên phòng trong vấn đề an ninh khu vực trên biển, có thể là quan sát vùng biển phụ cận để có thể là mình phát hiện cái sự cố gì hàng hải hoặc là cái gì đó mình phát hiện thì mình có thể báo cáo cấp trên.
Đài Lạng tình hình trạm bình thường Linh là mấy?
Đó là thông tin liên lạc cho báo về tình hình của trạm hàng ngày cho VT1. Là đài thông tin VT1 đó, một ngày 2 lần.
I was taken to the top of the lighthouse to see the light.
Tôi thì nói chung là công tác kiểm tra, bảo quản bảo dưỡng, vệ sinh. Hàng ngày mình ngày 2 lần lên là nói chung là làm công tác vệ sinh. Rồi thì kiểm tra lại cái đặc tính ánh sáng của nó đúng hay không.
Vâng.
Nếu không đúng thì khắc phục.
Bật cái đèn bên chính đèn bên này.
There.
Bật kia bên này.
The thing that they taught me is that the light rotates once per 15 seconds. And that's the kind of speed that it needs to be at. So they're constantly working on it and making sure that they keep that exactly running how it should be, which is their most important job.
Every day, the light at the lighthouse is turned on at 6 p.m. and off at 6 a.m. I was told that at night, fishermen see the rotation of the light, and in the day, they see the colour of the lighthouse to recognise their direction.
Mình phải kéo cái màn này lên để nó bảo vệ cái đèn, không cho ánh nắng nó lọt vào, làm hỏng mờ kiếng hoặc nứt kiếng hoặc là có thể đốt cháy cả bóng đèn.
What an unbelievable time I've had at the lighthouse. It's been incredible, and it's been totally topped off by this stunning view this morning. And the sunrise that we saw was actually the first sunrise in all of Vietnam, because we're standing at the easternmost point. That is something to start your day with. It's got me excited to continue this adventure into the lives of the fishermen of Vietnam. So I've come to Van Phom Bay, which is an extremely famous location in coastal central Vietnam. And I've come here to try and learn about the lives of the fishermen here, some of whom actually live on the water. Let's do it.
On my way to find out about the Van Phom Bay, I came through Sơn Dung Beach. I was taken back by the fact that a huge mango tree was growing on the beach.
Well, that's something you don't see every day. There's a huge mango tree growing out of seawater. What's going on here? Look, green mangoes there. That was really an amazing thing to see. You see a mango tree growing right next to the sea, whereas usually you only see kind of coconut trees or something like that. Chào chúa. Cháu muốn hỏi, tại sao ở đây có cây xoài ở bên cạnh bờ biển?
Ở đây nó có mạch nó ngầm từ ở trên kia nó xuống. Nó xuống nó động lại cái động dốc đây rồi bắt đầu nước đem tới. Cho nên trồng cái cây đây mình không cần nước ở đâu mà để mình tưới trồng lên rồi bắt đầu lấy nước đây tưới lên.
It was so strange. You can dig down in the sand right next to the sea, you know, the waves rushing in, and then you find water that you're able to drink.
The terrain here is the reason for the fresh water in the beach. 2 mountains surround this beach, and fresh water flows down from one mountain and soaks into the beach. It is then prevented from moving away by the second mountain, and so remains trapped here underground, similar to a well.
To quá.
Dạ.
Nhà chủ ở đây à? Đây là nhà. Ui.
Từ từ đi.
Uống được à?
Uống được.
Ôi giời ơi. It's fine to drink. That's unbelievable. Nên ngay xưa lấy nước ở đây à?
Mới bây giờ là mới ca giếng chứ ngày xưa là đều nước để uống không à?
Cho nên ở đây cũng có hả?
Cả hết. Từ đây đổ từ trên kia đổ xuống dưới này là cả hết luôn, xuống tới gần luôn.
In Vum Vum Bay, there are more than 2,000 households earning their living by raising lobsters and fish on floating farms. Some people not only work here, but also live here around the clock, a challenging feat.
So, I've come to one of the floating farms on Vum Vum Bay. A lot of people in this area make their living by raising lobsters on floating farms like this. That's what I'm going to learn about. I felt very unstable walking on them. I kept thinking I was going to fall in the water. I just thought I wouldn't be able to live there. I wouldn't be able to deal with not having small space to kind of walk around or to do something. You're very limited with where you can go.
Mr. Teo has been working in this floating farm for years. Here he raises many different types of sea creatures, with his most profitable being his lobsters.
Thì anh em ở đây thì cứ tại gần bờ thì cứ sáng ra chiều vô, tối ra lại về ngủ.
There were a lot of people there from different parts of the floating village. They were all coming together to eat and to laugh and to joke. They were all actually really funny and really welcoming. It just was another example of how in the fishing world, community spirit and teamwork is the thing that drives it and the thing that keeps everything together. And rất ngon.
Hải sản ở đây là hải sản tươi.
Vâng.
Là người dân ở địa phương ở đây hết.
Sức khỏe.
Sức khỏe.
Well, this has been awesome. A brilliant spread of seafood, delicious stuff, great people. I'm so happy, and it seems like the life that they have on this boat is comfortable and enjoyable for them. Awesome.
Cảm ơn rất nhiều quá. Anh đi nha.
We made the short journey to Nha Trang by train.
So I've made it to Thanh Hoa province in coastal central Vietnam, one of the most famous coastal provinces in all of Vietnam because it's got loads of harbours, loads of fishing boats and especially deep water. So I'm going to go join an offshore fishing trip in the hope of seeing something special.
Nha Trang is one of the most famous tourist destinations in Vietnam. But today I'm not just a tourist, I'm an explorer who wants to learn more about the long-standing fishing trade of south-central coast of Vietnam. The trip has brought me here to Thanh Hoa province, where there are a large number of Vietnam's natural deep water bays.
In the morning, the first thing I did was get on a boat which basically acted as a taxi for us to take us to the offshore fishing trip. When we got on the boat, it was a boat that I'd seen before, the typical red and blue fishing boats that you see in Vietnam.
The place that we are travelling to is Bic Dam Island. It is an area extending seaward about 12 nautical miles from the shoreline. Mr. Hien, the head of the Tom Nhap Fishery Cooperative, told me that it's better for me to have a big breakfast before going to work. The cook has already prepared for us a meal with their traditional delicacy, boiled fish wrapped in rice paper. It doesn't get much fresher than this.
Đội của chỗ này là có bao nhiêu người, mấy người? Trên tàu này có 3 người đi. 3 người thôi. 3 người thôi, nhưng mà cái đội đánh bắt á là có đến 35 người. 15 à? 35 người. 35 người à? Ôi dồi ôi. Nhiều thế.
Having breakfast with the 3 men on board was a delicious experience which set me up for my day's work. I'm not used to eating fish for breakfast, but I still couldn't stop myself from having seconds.
So I feel blessed to have been invited on this fishing trip with the lads. What a great start we've had and an amazing breakfast. And team spirits seem quite high, but I reckon that the work's going to get much harder from here on in, so I better enjoy this breakfast.
After finishing my breakfast, the boat reaches the fishing area, where there are 2 other boats with 35 fishermen living off coast.
Xin chào mọi người. Chào chú.
Cái nghề này là nghề cha ông để lại, gọi là cha truyền con nối. Đặc biệt là nó đăng tại chỗ, nó không di chuyển như các nghề khác. Như là các cái nghề như là lưới rê, như là lưới kéo rồi thì nó kiếm ngư trường. Còn cái nghề của mình nó là nghề đăng tại chỗ và cá tự đi kiếm lưới mình để vào rọ.
Every year during the 12th to the 5th month of the lunar calendar, fish often migrate from the south to the north. The fishermen know this and position their traps according to this and the terrain. The traps consist of a huge net between 2 boats, which is shaped like a big U with one side elongated and the open side positioned towards the shore. When the fish swim past, they meet the net, and their first reaction is to swim away from the shore into deeper waters. This means that they swim into the pit of the U, at which point the boats pull a gate shut, trapping the fish in the net.
Cái thời của cha ông để lại là ông bà mình biết là cái hàng năm là cá nó đi về hướng nào, từ tháng 2, tháng 3, tháng 4, tháng 5 là mùa cá lên, là từ ở dưới miền Nam nó sẽ lên, nó sẽ dựa chớn nó lên vô rộng và nó dựa núi nó đi ra. Và mùa nước xuống, cá xuống thì là từ tháng 5 đến tháng 6, tháng 7, tháng 8, 9, 10 thì nó tự nó xuống.
And this is one of the most important jobs, jumping in and looking for the fish, because without them saying the fish are here, we don't know when to pull up the nets and catch the fish. So I'm going to go and try this and see if I can help the men. All right.
Làm thế nào để nhìn thả?
Dồn dồn xuống này thấy cái là.
Vâng, ok, được. Nắm thử nhé. Quite beautiful.
Ok.
Có rồi, coi. Nhỏ hơn, nhỏ thôi. at the moment there's nothing down there except for a few small jellyfish. But I can tell the importance of this job. I imagine it's a very satisfying feeling when you see the fish for the first time. Chú ơi, cá bơi khoảng bao nhiêu mét? 6 mét. Yeah? A bit scared these jellyfish might sting.
Cái nghề này á là phải có lúc trực lúc nào cũng phải có một người để coi cá. Như là một bên gì là 3 người, hai bên là 6 người, một người coi về khoảng 2 tiếng hoặc 3 tiếng cho vòng một ngày đó.
While this man is doing his work at sea, other men just wait for the fish and enjoy their short period of free time. Drinking tea, reading the newspaper and sleeping are the most popular things to do in this time.
You've got to have massive respect for these guys. Like, 2 hours is a long time to just be floating and looking down at the water. It's hardcore, really. Good job.
The man who's hugging it, he's not just looking directly down. You have to constantly be looking from side to side to make sure that you can see everything, because if you're only focusing in one place, then you can still miss the fish if they don't swim under your eyes.
So everybody's working together really well. It seems teamwork is very important on a fishing boat. Go! Look at that! We've got 3 quite big looking swordfish kind of fish. I'm not... Whoa! Did you see that? Did you see that? Unbelievable. So they're getting them up by hooking them and then just pulling them up. Huge fish, huge! Be careful, this is going to go flying. Flying fish. Oh, is that a man? Oh, oh my God. This is one of 3 fish that we've caught. It's about as tall as me. It looks about, I don't know, 1.80 m, nearly 2 meters maybe. Huge fish. There are 3 of them, so I think that's a good catch for the day. What? Whoa!
Seasickness is a horrible feeling, and I felt genuinely really ill. Although I had the opportunity in the evening to go home, I did just think to myself, well, new fishermen on that boat don't have that opportunity, so they are going to have to keep working whilst they're feeling very sick until they get used to the motion of the boat. That's something that I would struggle with incredibly. I felt terrible. After a hard working day, the fishermen collect their results. Today they caught 3 sailfish and about 10 kilos of mackerel. I thought this was a good catch, but I later learned that this is a disappointing catch for so many people.
Hôm nay là mặc dầu là cái thu hoạch nó ít, nhưng mà có những cái thời điểm mà cùng kỳ của những năm này thì còn ít hơn nữa.
I do feel like that fishing crew on that boat had an incredibly difficult job. They only come back to land 3 days per month. Their life is a challenging one, but they love it, and so I have huge respect for them.
So having just come back to dry land, I've completed my adventure into the fishing industry of Vietnam. I've learned a lot. The people that I've met in this program, they have a difficult job and a dangerous job, but they're also very proud people who take great pride in their work. And that's something that I've learned is important and I will take away with me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I'll see you next time.
anh đã từng gây ra và chứng kiến rất nhiều cái chết. Vậy mà hôm nay
Anh nghỉ đi.